Hey, go grab me my iPad real quick, Manny. What's going on, y'all? Sorry for being tardy for the party. It's in the bedroom. All right, let me just move that out here. Boom. So sorry for being late, y'all. Had some things we need to take care of. Thank you very much. So we're gonna give y'all a second.
Give us a second.
Yeah, I mean we're good now. We just had a little situation.
Hey,
What's up?
How you guys doing? It's Friday, TGIF, right? That's what they say.
Yep. Thank God it's Friday.
Really? It's still going.
If they don't want to go out.
I released it and it's still going.
Oh boy. But yeah, we're gonna give y'all a second to jump in.
It's a little twisted.
Oh, is it? Hold
You
on.
like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. There we go.
What's going on, y'all? We have some awesome information to share with you all today.
Yes.
And in the mix of it, we may do a little bit of card reading. We may not.
Peace.
What's
We
up,
got
what's
here
up?
I Jamal. Peace. Welcome. Guys, if you're new to our channel, welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please, we invite you to subscribe. And if you can put a little like on the video or a big like, big thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Just a little bit of house, how do they say, house cleaning. Hi, who's this? Saddest
I'm about to say, is
FG.
this that guru?
No, that's Sad Guru. It's not Sad Guru.
Oh boy.
What's up, people? What's up?
What is up?
Get we just lining everything up. So I'm waiting for some people to check in because we were supposed to be here at 8:30, but
Yeah, we're about 30 minutes late.
you know,
We got, see, this is what we say for the people who are trying to book sessions with us.
right.
Like, we are extremely busy. We have a whole life, whole family, jobs, businesses, all this stuff that we're running. So
Right.
sometimes it's not all that easy to just
Right.
move stuff around.
We try.
But we do our best.
We try, but today we have some really good information. It's by this lady. I don't know if you guys ever heard of her. She's a psychologist. Her name is Carl Dweck. And she's really good. She's on YouTube, very inspirational. But today we wanted to talk a little bit about mindset, right?
Yes.
Because just off of doing our sessions and doing our lives and stuff like that, we realized that this might be a good topic for us to cover. Is about talking about the mindset. Joe, what's up?
What's up, Joe?
She said, Joe, the woman is here. Welcome.
We know that now.
We won't make that mistake again. So we're going to talk a little bit about mindset, right?
Yes.
And the mindset that is actually helpful towards helping everyone get to their greatest and best version of themselves. And so I figure right now I'm taking psychology and I'm working on my second degree in psychology because I know a lot of stuff and I can help a lot of people and I can figure stuff out, but sometimes in the matrix they want to see
Credentials.
yeah.
So I did that wrong. I did like this. What is that? Is that
So
a bird?
just sharing some stuff that I thought would be helpful for everyone. Just little pointers.
Yeah.
How to navigate this matrix, pretty much. Being in the world but not of the world, pretty much.
Yeah, and this actually falls right in line with the law of attraction.
Kind of like, yeah.
Manifestation.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to, actually, let's go back to some basic stuff. Going back to the 7 Hermetic principles. One of the 7 Hermetic principles is that everything is mental,
Right.
which means that everything starts in the mind. So if you want to create the reality that you want to live in, the mindset is the first thing that's going to need to change.
Yep.
Because your mindset is connected with your thoughts, and your thoughts are energy, So wherever focus goes, energy flows.
Right.
So if you're trying to create something, you want to make sure that that mindset is in the right frame of mind,
Right.
so that you can do what you need to do.
And keep that in mind.
We up here rhyming all day.
Right, right.
Our record deal's coming soon.
Yeah, okay. But but yeah, so we're gonna start out with our first point. And if you guys have questions or anything like that, you can always feel free to drop it in the chat. We'll try to get to the questions.
Okay, sorry. Just want to make sure that the audio was good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good.
All right, so let's go right into it.
We're gonna jump right into it.
And me being a gentleman, ladies go first.
We just got some people jumped in. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes,
Today we're going to be talking about mindset. For those of you who are just joining, if you can put a like on our video, we really appreciate it. Thumbs up, because we're about to share some really good information.
That's in highlight, man. I can't read that.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. But yeah.
You start on number one. I'm gonna go see.
What is he? What do you got written on there?
I don't know. I'm about to go see.
All right. Like I said, we're very busy. Okay. So one of the first ways to develop a really good mindset, right? So y'all got me intimately. Okay. So one of the ways to develop a good mindset is to acknowledge and embrace imperfections. Now this goes into the part where we talked about before when it comes into like shadow work, okay? Shadow work is a part where you're really accepting the dark side of you as well as the light side of you. And it's all about accepting that and actually being at one with it. You know, don't be afraid of your weaknesses. And hold on, one last thing. Okay. Because once you try to hide your weaknesses or just try to push them over to the side, that doesn't give you a chance to really overcome and learn your lessons that you need to learn through that. And now she's back.
Okay. Where we at? Fill me in.
All right. No, we're just on the first one.
Okay,
just on
cool.
the first part.
All right, nice.
And so you can go ahead and go into the second one.
All right, so you guys liking it so far? Might seem a little boring, but it's very helpful.
Yeah.
So the next thing that's helped me, because this is one of the things that I use a lot, is that I view challenges as opportunities. So most people might have lots of opportunities come in their lives, come their way, but because of the way that it's masked, they don't see it as an opportunity, they see it as an obstacle. So if you can kind of like shift your mindset into looking at challenges as more like opportunities, you'll start developing a growth mindset. And this, again, these tips are just to help you to develop and to come into the best and greatest version of yourself. It's all mind, like life is a game. Yeah, and they have these little rules, you know, some of them are not spoken, and you just have to know how to play the game, right? That's pretty much what it is, learning how to navigate this game. Game of life is a perfect example if you want to learn how to live in this matrix. Play the game of life. Monopoly. All right. Then learn from your past experiences, right? A lot of people, and I used to make this mistake, learning from your past experiences, and now you've learned, and now in the present moment, and even towards the future, now you're rigid, right? Now you're like, I don't know, this person did this to me, and then, you know, so you're kind of rigid. So you want to use your discernment when you're learning from your past experiences.
Yeah.
So that you can grow again into your best and greatest version. Some experiences or all experiences come to teach us, but don't let that experience prevent you from future and present opportunities just because of the way it's wrapped or presented.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you're going through, what's up, honeydew? Yeah, but especially like when you've gone through past relationships.
Right.
Like, you know how they say you can't take that baggage into, I mean, you can, but it's going to cause some issues.
Right.
But, you know, you want to get rid of that baggage before you go into another relationship, because if you were in a relationship where somebody mistreated you, then you may end up going into the next relationship thinking that this person going to mistreat you too.
That's a perfect example of learning from your past experiences. However, when you go into the new relationship, you got to get a different mindset. Like, this person is a completely different person. It's not the same person. So you might not want to, treat them the same way that you did the previous person. Why it's always good to do some type of cleansing before you go into a next relationship, whether it's your twin flame, your soulmate, or maybe just somebody you're hanging with. But before you get into anything that's committed into the next relationship, definitely want to make sure that you got your mind cleared up, your aura cleared, your thoughts cleared before you transition. Because what's going to happen, you're going to take a lot of baggage into the next relationship, and then you're going to start seeing repeating patterns, and you're going to be blaming everybody but you.
Yeah. True. All right. Now, that was tip number 3, okay, as far as developing a good mindset.
Right.
And just to recap for some of the people that just joined in, the first one was acknowledging and embracing your imperfections.
Right.
Number 2 is viewing challenges as opportunities. And then 3, which my baby just went over, is that you want to learn from your past experiences.
Right.
Try to find new ways of learning, okay? Now, the 4th one is you have to remember that your mind is very plastic. It's very plastic. It's plasticity. Which means that your mind isn't fixed. Your brain isn't fixed, so your mind shouldn't be either. So that means that this actually goes back into belief systems, which we call AKA BS.
BS.
Okay? Because when you have belief systems, it causes your mind to be pretty rigid, especially when it comes to religion. You believe that your God is the only God out there. He's the best God that ever was and ever will be.
Right.
But when you do that, you limit yourself to opening up to the wonderful possibilities of the things that could be, and understanding the point that God is actually you. He's within you, and you have all of the power that you need within you to answer any questions or get anything done.
Right.
So you have to, when you're developing your mindset, keep your mind open. Don't be so rigid and just fixed on one thing to where you can't learn anything else.
Exactly. And remember to use discernment too. That's very, very vital, using discernment. But that's another topic we ain't gonna get there yet. Okay.
No,
so
not yet.
The next one, which to me is really important, is sometimes we think that we're failing. You might be going through something and you feel like you're failing. Oh, I'm always failing, right? But try doing this, replacing the word failing with learning.
That's some powerful stuff.
So if instead of you saying I failed, just say I learned. And you're gonna start, that's another trick to tap into the mindset, to the growth mindset. You didn't fail, you just learned something.
Yeah.
That's it. That's just one of the life hacks.
Yeah. Because it's like, this is not, I guess this could be a life lesson, but it was a lesson for me. Because for quite some time, I kept getting up out of the bed, and I would always hit my knee or my shin on the edge of the bed. I was like, come on, I know where this bed is, but I keep knocking into it
every morning.
And for a while I got mad with myself. I was like, okay, now you know where this bed is. This bed has not moved. You should know to not walk into it. But instead of getting down on myself, when I started to change my mindset of thinking that I'm failing at missing this bed, I'm understanding that, okay, so when I'm getting out of bed, I'm kind of like halfway woke, okay? Like diet woke, okay? So I had to, one of the things I started to do is I would put my hand out, so I know where the edge of the bed is, so I push myself out a little bit so I could walk around and not hit it. And to this day, when it's probably like 3 months and counting, I hadn't hit the bed.
What's up, Alexis?
What's up? And somebody wish you a happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. You guys are so awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much. Y'all are just awesome. I don't know what we do without y'all.
Alexis, so you just join in. We're talking about mindset, right? How to develop a growth mindset versus having a fixed and rigid mindset. It's just some tips and pointers I came across in class, and I thought that I would share them with everyone. The lady, her name is Carol Dweck. She does a lot of work with the mind, and the mind is a very powerful tool. It's a tool, and sometimes we encounter issues and problems. We have blockages, but if we really harness in on changing our mindset, a lot of these problems, as we call them, will kind of like, go away, so to speak, or fix itself. Because everything is mental, 7 Hermetic principles. The next one is stop seeking approval.
This one is so key. This one is really key. I'm sorry, I'm jumping
you're right. It's key. This is one of the major keys, because oftentimes we get stuck in seeking approval from everyone and anyone. So you want to cut that out. Stop seeking approval, right? Stop externalizing your power so much. And it says when you prioritize approval over learning, you sacrifice your own potential for growth. That's deep. So when you prioritize approval over learning, you sacrifice your own potential for growth. So you stopping yourself from growing.
Yeah.
When you always seeking approval from others.
Yeah, and I think I have a good example of this. I'm just shooting right from the hip, right out the dome. You know how I do. When it comes to seeking approval, think about it this way, okay? Say, for example, you have your normal 9 to 5, and you're seeking the approval of your boss, okay? And your boss wants you to be a submissive, good worker. You do your work, you do stuff on time, and you go home, and that's it. But you're so much more than just a drone. You're so much more than just a worker, because you have visions and dreams and beliefs and things that you have of a better life that's more than just working a 9 to 5. But if you limit yourself to being just seeking the approval of your boss, you won't go and venture out and do your own thing. You won't go out there and see what you can actually accomplish outside of your 9 to 5.
Facts.
So.
Facts.
Yep.
And another one that I think that can really be helpful for the twin flame journey and for life in general. I think we put too much emphasis on like the end result, right? And the end result of life is pretty much death. Like that's the end.
That's the end result
when you die. Nobody really focuses really on the journey. So pretty much placing the value on the process over the end result. So sometimes in life we can get so caught up, we can get so busy, busy being in the future, making all these plans, or busy being in the past, living in regret. We miss out on the actual process in its entirety. So, focus on the process, where you at right now. Sometimes people might be in a bind, in a rough situation like we just came out of, manifest our way out of it. Now we're good,
Yeah.
But I tell you one thing that we did learn is to keep the same energy in order to rise up. Because that's key.
That's another major key. Y'all check that.
Because it's so easy
18 minutes in, second key.
It's so easy to spiral down. Like, when you feel like you hit rock bottom, it's so easy to just spiral down.
Yeah.
But it takes so much energy to spiral back up. And it's much better because this is something that you really gotta have the right mindset to be able to do this, being in situations and circumstances and you feel like it's kind of out of control. But having a growth mindset would actually allow to make, situations in life a little bit more manageable. I shouldn't say easy, but manageable.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and Aries fire, you are exactly right. Organize the mind organize the mind to stay present.
Right.
That's the only way that you can receive the gift is being present.
Being present.
So, there you go.
Now, the next one says cultivate a sense of purpose. Right? We talked about that in the video, living a purposeful life, getting up every day, living life on purpose.
Yes.
If you got a job, whatever, you go to work on purpose. You in school on purpose. Just make decisions, right? And do it on purpose, not by accident. Don't live your life like accidental.
Don't just go be like a leaf in the wind,
right?
And just flowing wherever the wind takes you. You this is your life, and you have a choice, responsibility,
Right.
whatever you want to call it, to create the life that you want to live.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that you want to make the best life for yourself. Now, I don't know about your neighbor or your the cat down the road,
Oh my
but
God.
you may not want the best for them, but I'm pretty sure you want the best for you.
Exactly.
So,
And keep the picture in your mind.
mhm.
Well, however you wish to experience this life, always make sure you have that bigger picture in your mind. Keep that picture turning in your head, and eventually it will manifest itself.
Yes.
And don't worry about the hows. You know, the
No.
hows is really not too much of our concern.
Mm.
Just
The only responsibility we have is to put our order into the universe, and the universe brings it to us.
right, but just make sure that you're doing those daily actions that would lead you to it. You know, you got to have your set up your game plan, whatever it is. As long as you're not hurting nobody else, you living your life, you having your experiences, you learning from your mistakes, and you growing.
Yep.
You good.
Yep. Now this next one is one to proceed with caution,
Yeah.
because this can help you in so many ways, and in some ways it can hurt you, and we're about to get into it. When it comes to your mindset, you want to be able to share your growth with other people.
Absolutely.
Like, you want to be around like-minded people. Like, a lot of people, as far as you all who are on this channel watching this video right now, we're part of a like-minded group.
Right.
So we can share our celebrations and successes with one another. But in the same respect, you can't share your hopes and dreams with everybody, because not everybody's on your side.
Really not.
So you really have to use your discernment and understand who to F with and who not to F with. I gotta keep it live. I gotta keep it live. And while we're going through this, if y'all have any questions or anything is really hitting home with you, definitely drop a comment in the chat. And we got a couple people on here. We need a couple more thumbs up. Just out of respect, just show some love. Just give a thumbs up.
To help with the algorithm, you know,
Yeah.
for YouTube, really appreciate the little thumbs ups. The other one, and I always tell this to my kids, right, is really emphasize growth over speed. So this life, it's really not for the swift. This life is really more about endurance, you know, and it might not be your turn yet, right? So you got to know your seasons too. So don't worry about who's doing stuff faster than you, and don't even worry about none of that stuff. The only thing that you have to do is just to continue to live in the moment, continue to live a purposeful life, and eventually everything will fall into place. Because sometimes, you know, it's really a blessing that we don't get the things the moment that we wanted it, right?
Yeah.
Or we wished for it, or we hoped for it. Because you wanted it, but you weren't ready. So it's not always about the speed and how fast. You know, sometimes it's about the process.
Yeah, because when you really think about it, now of course our life on this earth is finite. There is a point that it will end.
Right.
But when you think about energy and how energy can never be destroyed, it can only be transferred, which we are of energy. So that means that we're gonna be around for a very, 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 very long time.
Right.
So
Somebody just Alexis just said something about her supervisor. She said we were at her job this week.
okay, Alexis said the information about the supervisor who wants you to conform to their cookie cutter vision.
Oh wow, that was for her.
Yeah. I said Christian Lisa been in my job this week.
Girl, we be in dream state, Alexis.
Oh boy.
When we in dream state, it's a lot going on in dream state right now. It's a lot. And I have a download that I want to read for y'all. I got it today around maybe 3 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just about things that you're going to start noticing as this shift takes place. You're going to start noticing some things. At first I wasn't going to share it, but every time I get information like that, I realize it's not just for me. So I'm going to go share it. I'm going to have to get up and go get it again.
And before you go up and get it, Stephanie was just saying, I had to get off Facebook because I was confused with other people's growth. It started to make me feel down. That is what social media is designed to do.
Listen, sweetheart. Guess who else came up with Facebook?
Yeah, we were on Facebook for about a month, and I felt bad because we actually had some.
A lot of people would try to talk to us and stuff with the sessions, and
Yeah, oh man,
couldn't do it.
we missed out on some opportunities, but hey,
Yeah.
we had to get ourselves together.
We had
We
to
had to.
regroup, recharge, because Facebook is full of things and entities. We just needed a break. So
Yeah.
I deactivated my account, and only reason why I went back was my son wanted to get some pictures of himself when he was a baby. So I had to log back in, and when I logged back in, they reactivated it. I said, I didn't tell you to reactivate it. I just want some pictures. But they reactivated, so I
Yeah.
might have to go through and deactivate it again. But yeah, Facebook is
Yeah.
very diabolical.
Yeah, yeah, because it's to the point. Really, the only thing I even mess with is Instagram, and it's really because of business purpose, like posting stuff about the graphic design stuff. Because
Right.
I'm on my journey of building up my portfolio as a graphic designer.
Right.
So I'm showing that off, and then Twin Flames Unite. I mean, those.
Exactly.
That's our only things we're really concerned
Yeah,
about.
you know what? I'm doing so much better now that I'm not on Facebook.
Oh, she just said that too.
Oh wow.
I feel much better. And
Wow, I didn't even see it. I didn't see it, I promise.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I feel so much better. Like everything kind of just lined up, fall right back into place. It's like the madness never happened. It was weird. It was almost like people was sucking our energy. It was just so weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anywho,
We're gonna go right into the next topic.
who's this? Aries fire?
Yeah, I'm noticing on my journey that I'm having to constantly withdraw to bring my energy back into balance. Yes. Yeah, that is something that is constantly done, and actually I had to do that myself because prior to these last 2 days, for whatever reason, like my energy was drained at the end of the day. About 8 o'clock, I was out. I was like,
Out like a bulb. I'm like
I couldn't even help it. Like if I sat down for too long, I was out.
out.
But I had to go through and do some meditation and do some work to really get myself together so that I could keep my energy balanced.
Right.
And it has so much to do with your environment and who you're around.
Right.
Now, when you're going out working and you've been around a lot of these people, it's hard to really do that. So if you're having issues with doing it on your own, definitely get into some crystals. Whenever you get a moment,
Okay.
get you some black crystals, obsidian, onyx, any of that.
Sage.
Yeah, definitely keep the sage on deck.
Listen.
But yeah, it's definitely needed because
Gotta protect your energy, and we have to learn how to manage, like energy management. You have to learn where to put your energy and who to disperse your energy into, because some people like a never-ending pit. So, and you have to realize when you encounter entities that are like literally there to drain you, right? And the energy is really not useful. It's like a drain,
yeah.
a suction. So you
That's just what Alice was talking about. She's like she don't want to suppress her emotions, and you know what? This is something that I did. Let's just say towards the tail end of my marriage and working and stuff like that, because I worked in an environment where I couldn't really just lash out at people. So
yeah.
I ended up like working out. You have to understand those emotions are energy.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're able to speak it and get that energy out, sometimes you're not. So you have to find other constructive ways to get that energy out.
Don't let it sit in there.
Exercising, probably taking up a kickboxing class or something like that will really help. I mean, going for a run, that helps get that energy out so that you can keep yourself balanced.
Right.
Because yeah, you're right. Well, excuse me, Alex, it is good for you to get those emotions out.
Get them out.
Don't suppress them, but find it. What does it say? There's always a a time and a place
There you go.
for everything. Okay, so you have to find the right time and the place to release that energy.
Get it out. I remember
Okay.
one time I was mad about something. I can't remember what it was. And you had you had a great idea. You were like, "Come with me. I got a great idea." And I'm like, "What you gonna do?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. Just
boy.
come with me." And then you got your pads up. And
Yeah,
you,
I had
and,
these
the
boxing
boxing
mitts.
pads. And I'm like, what is this? He's like, "Just hit it as hard as you can." And I'm like, "What you mean, like punch it?" He's like, "Yeah, just give it your best punch.
Just punch it.
Just keep punching." I'm like, "Punching? What's this gonna do?" He's like, "Just punch." So I started punching. He's like, "Go again, punch." He's like, "Go again." I'm
Like, you can hit harder than that.
He's like, "Go, you can do hard." And I kept punching. And when I was done, I was like, "Ooh, I feel good." I felt so much better because I was able to release that whatever that anger was. You know, I didn't let it sit and form into something inside. I released it. I found a healthy way to get it out. So yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Somebody said something.
Yeah, and yeah, Stephanie said something, but I wanted to go back because Anna, I'm not exactly sure what you meant by this. Maybe you may understand it. How can you feel your own soul intuition when you look at other people's life and comparing? Love you too. We love you too.
Love you, love you, love
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I'm not exactly sure what you meant by that.
Probably she wanted. Okay. How can you feel your own soul intention when you
Intentions.
look at other people's lives in well you can't.
Oh, actually, through meditation and really knowing yourself.
Exactly.
Because you have to understand where you in and
And where
somebody else.
somebody else begins. And comparison is the greatest thief of all joy.
Oh, yes.
So you never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever want to compare yourself with someone else because we all have different journeys, right? So your journey, and sometimes, you know, our journeys cross path, you know. Sometimes it does cross path. But even though the
Aries.
paths are crossing, right, there's still two separate paths. I mean, even though we all from source, we all one, right? We still here having a human experience, our individual experience, right? So it's just a matter of knowing who you are, you know, living a purposeful life, and just having an understanding that everyone is here on their own path and their own journey. I was just telling my daughter this tonight. Sometimes you have to really love people from a distance. You know, and then knowing how to love yourself enough to love someone else from a distance.
Yes.
Right? And when the frequency matches again, then you'll cross paths again.
Yep. Yep.
So you don't have to worry about comparing yourself to other people and worry about your own soul.
Yep.
You know, focus on your own frequency and your own vibrations, and then it'll just automatically things will just align because we're like magnets, you know. And then sometimes being the way that you are, you could attract hurt people, right? Because it's like a light with a whole bunch of moth around the light. So sometimes you can attract some stuff. But again, discernment. You know, using the discernment to know who is who and what is what. And where you begin energetically and where somebody else's end. Right? And always keeping in mind that we are here on our own journeys.
Yes.
Nobody's better, you know, it's just a journey.
Yeah. Don't look up to anybody and don't look down on anybody.
Right. Only time you should be looking down on somebody is if you're pulling them up.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, to answer your question about your spiritual gifts opening up and they're tiring you, part of your question to that, because I'm pretty sure the meditation is helping you to a certain degree. The other part of it is the mindset, which is what we're going into, because you have to understand that your thoughts are energy. Okay, so you want to think about thoughts that do give you more energy to help balance you out. And you got to kind of trick the mind sometimes. You know, you got to get into that subconscious and start rewiring some stuff.
Fixing it. It's like a computer, right? If you have a PC and it's running slow, you don't throw it away. Or maybe you might buy a new one, whatever. But if you really like it and you just got it and it's doing some stuff, you probably go, clean it out, defrag, and same thing you got to do with your mind. You got to clean it out. Sometimes you got to defrag. Sometimes you got to upload some new programs that's actually servicing your hardware, right? So the
Yep.
mind is the same thing.
Yep. And that's a good segue into this next one, which is when it comes to mindset, it's that you have to redefine what genius means.
Right.
Okay? Because genius is a lot more than just
Einstein.
yeah, Einstein.
And even that is a good example into a genius because he was always seen as a genius. He had to work really, 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 really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, because not everybody is a genius. And to understand, and this is another thing that we talked about with the kids today, is that we all have access to the same information. It's just a matter of how much you apply, how much hard work you
Right.
put in to your own studies to show yourself approved, because you don't need to get approval from anybody else. Just like we said a little bit earlier.
Yep.
The only person you need to approve is you.
Yeah. You approve this message. That's it. That's it. And that takes us into the next one. Portray criticism as positive, because sometimes people have this thing with constructive criticism or whatever, don't like it. But sometimes you just got to take things with a grain of salt. Let it preserve you. That's what salt does, right? It preserves. So don't get so defensive when somebody might be trying to tell you something that might be beneficial. Maybe it might be an area for an opportunity for you to grow.
Yeah, you gotta stay humble.
Stay humble.
You gotta stay humble and understand that. Okay, I'm gonna speak personally because I can't speak for everybody else, but I don't know everything. Leisha doesn't know everything.
I don't know nothing.
So we have to humble ourselves and understand that in order for us to grow, we have to see things from other people's perspective.
Right.
Now, it doesn't mean that you have to do what they tell you to do.
Or even agree. You don't gotta agree.
You gotta agree. But just be willing to see it from their perspective, because we're all one. I mean, it's going back to the law of one. We all came from one source. So in some shape, form, or fashion, that other person that's giving you the criticism is actually you criticizing yourself. But that's a whole nother video.
Right. And another tip is disassociate improvement from failure. So stop assuming that when somebody says you have room for improvement, it means that you're a failure. Not at all.
Not at all.
Not in the least bit. So room for improvement is great. So you're always gonna grow. Like we're always gonna grow. I mean, when you stop growing, you died. You're not here anymore, and you're probably coming again. But just keep, and this is how to develop a growth mindset. So you're always and constantly growing. And what's the next one? Oh yes, this is one of the most important ones. I put a star on it. It says provide regular opportunities for reflection. A lot of us don't do that. I mean, I never used to do that.
Yeah.
Reflection. Reflect on your day. Like every day, before you go to sleep. You know who used to do this? My cousin used to do this. And I used to look, I was young. She was about 17, 18. I was like about 12, 13. She was like 7 years older than me. And every night before she go to sleep, she'll stand by, oh man, I'm having deja vu. She'll stand at her door before she comes to bed, and she'll just stand there, and I'll be like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just reflecting on my day. And I'm like, you're reflecting on your day? What type of day you have?
Yeah.
We're kids. But she'll stand there for about a good 10, 15 minutes, just reflecting on the type of day that she had, and I guess looking to see, how she can improve. So that's self-accountability, and she was so young. So, and
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
So yeah, self-reflection is really, really good to help with a growth mindset.
Anna just asked the question, what's the best way to be grounded? I know one good way is to get out in nature.
I was just about to say, stay grounded. Go ground yourself.
Literally go in and put your feet on the ground if you can. If you're in the city, I understand concrete is not the earth. But another way is counting your breaths. Okay, because when you're counting your breaths,
That's a good one.
you're being present. And to add on to it, closing your mind and blocking out all the other sensory inputs that you're getting, that allows you to be more connected.
Right, and just be in the moment. Sometimes the moment is not the most exciting place to be, right? Like I started doing this gratitude thing, and it started when we were in our little rut. Started just being grateful. Like I'm like, even if I got to be grateful for oxygen, like I'm just finding stuff to be grateful for. And I'll get up every day and I'll be like, you know what? I'm grateful. I am so grateful. Just continuing to say I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. That keeps you in the moment. It keeps you present. And you know, sometimes you might be in an environment where you might not get along with the people, and then you're like, how am I going to be grateful for these foods? But then you can always learn how to turn that around, be that alchemist, and be like, you know what? I'm grateful for Susie, or I'm grateful for Joe. You know why? Because Susie and Joe is providing me with an opportunity so I can see what not to do. Right? So just turn it around. You know what? I'm so glad they showed me that. So now you know what not to do. Just find things to be grateful for. Kind of like shift it around. Be in that moment. If it's something that you don't like, find something about that experience that can allow you to have a growth mindset. And we not just blowing smoke. This is stuff that we have to actually do. Like find things to be grateful for, even when the situation didn't look like it was going to be in our favor. And because we kept that energy, what's going to happen after a while is your heart space, because the gratitude really rests right here in your heart space, right? It's going to kind of create like a domino effect. And then you're going to start feeling that whole gratitude thing. And next thing things are just going to start happening. Like stuff is just going to start working out, because what you're doing is you're actually changing your frequency. You're changing your vibration. You're raising your vibration. And then like when you start being grateful for the smaller things like oxygen, well, it's not even small, it's actually big, because if you ain't got it, you dead.
Without it, life stops.
Right. And that's something they haven't charged us for as yet. So
they trying, especially in California.
Right.
They got no oxygen bars.
So just be grateful for the air, you know. Whew, this air feels good. You know, if you have trees, look at the trees. If you have whatever you could find to look at and be grateful for.
Yeah.
And just continue to be grateful for that, because the more you fill up that gratitude balloon, the more you're going to get to be grateful for. And it really, really does work.
Yes. And to Aries Fire, to touch on your point, she said, my thing is it's okay to be selfish. I feel that I have to love myself first, which is true.
And that's not selfish. That is called self-full.
Yes.
We're going to use these real tricky words to help with the mindset and to help us feel more empowered when we're loving ourselves. So when you're loving yourself and you're doing things for yourself, which is good, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You are being self-full. Say it with me, guys. Self-full.
Or you can type it.
Or you can type it.
Yeah.
So self-full, not selfish.
Yeah. And yes, we should rebalance that concept, or even rethink that concept, because you know, there's so many expectations that we want people to give us 100%. We want our mate to give us 100%. We want our job to give us 100%. But to be honest, if you're getting 51%, you're winning.
Getting lot.
Okay? Because you know, you can't give all of yourself to anybody other than yourself. Because if you give 100% of yourself to somebody else, what do you have left at the end of the day?
Nothing.
Okay, and there's a book that we've been reading. It's actually a series of books called The Law of One. And one of the things that was mentioned in that is that some people are moving towards the path of moving towards the light in a good way, and some people are moving towards the path of light in a negative way.
And they work harder in the negative.
They work really hard. And here's the thing. Like, they were talking about that it only takes what, I think he said like 45% of service to
others.
Yeah, for about no, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit above 50.
I think it said 51.
Yeah, it's like 51.
51, yeah.
Yeah, spend 51% of your time in service to others, and the other 50 or 49% you service yourself. And that actually helps you in towards the path of enlightenment and actually getting closer to source. So don't feel bad if you're taking out some time for yourself.
You need it.
Like and we mostly have ladies on here. So I'm gonna say if you want to go get your hair done, get your nails did, if you want to go take yourself on a date, if somebody asks you to a party and you say no because you want to sit home and watch
Right.
Netflix,
Or if you want to go on a cruise, and if the cruise costs $1,000, I mean, you already paid for your basic stuff or whatever, and you could do it, do it. You know, we're here to experience this life. That's what we're here for. At the end of the day, we're here to have this human experience. You know, you're really not going to get to come back, at least not in the same body that you have.
no.
Not in the same situation. So just enjoy it as much as you can. Get as much bliss out of this life that we have as possible.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, and that's a good point into this next one because we actually got 25 points here, y'all. We just on number 16.
It's 20.
Probably 20. We'll tweak it as we go. But the next one is to place effort before talent.
Right.
Okay, because you don't want to put so much effort on how you get it done, but just get your goal, get your cookie, you know,
Right.
get that done. And that's going to be the most thing. It doesn't matter if you get a little dirty or if you clean all the way through. Just make sure you get that goal done.
Right. And don't lay. A lot of people like to lay on their laurels, rest on their laurels, like your skill set. Skill set is good, but working like consistently and hard at what you do, gives you better results. Sometimes you're naturally good at things. That's good, but don't let that stop you from doing something like dynamic, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's the next one?
Highlighting the relationships.
Highlighting the relationship between learning and brain training. This is a good one. And this is what we're doing right now. We're training the brain. We're trying to develop a different mindset, a growth mindset. The brain is like a muscle, just like, and I tell this to my kids too. The brain is like a muscle. The more you work it out, the stronger it gets. It's an actual, like a muscle.
It really is a muscle.
So work it out by, I guess, like reading, doing brain puzzles and stuff like that. Things like this really help you cognitively, help you to make better decisions, gives you clarity. It really does help.
Yeah.
And the next one is cultivate grit. Grit is a term that's used for like determination, like the whole go-getter type deal. People who have that grit mentality, they say that they are less likely to seek approval from others.
Yes.
They seek approval from themselves because when you're doing something, you're doing it because it's something that's coming from within. When you draw from within, it's like unlimited.
Yeah.
And you can always pull from within. But if your source of motivation and encouragement always comes from the outside, that could run out, huh? It could run out, or whoever you're getting it from might not be in the mood, or something might be going on, and then you create like a lack mindset. So you want to pull from within, get that determination from within your own self.
Yep. And the next one is abandon the images.
What it would look like.
Yeah. And that's going back to letting go of expectations.
Yep.
We expect for certain things to go a certain way. And if they don't go that certain way, then you're a failure or...
Oh, you mad. You just mad.
You just big mad.
You big mad. You got a cape. You super mad. You super mad with a cape. Because you had all these expectations. Like, it's like asking somebody a question, right? And it's supposed to be a question. You're asking them a question. And here they go giving you the answer. And you mad. Because the answer is not what you were expecting. It's a different answer. The reason why you're upset is because you came with expectations.
Yes.
Expectations sometimes can let you down.
Instead of just being open to the possibilities and really just listening, actively listening.
Yep.
It's a big difference.
Big difference. And that takes us into the next one, which it says the word not yet. That is such a positive way of putting things, very uplifting. Tell yourself it's not your season.
Yeah.
Something doesn't happen, it's not your season. Not yet. You're not in union. Not yet. It's not your season.
Yeah.
It's not your time. It's not yet.
Yeah. And for some of you all who have spoken with us via email or sent us messages or even had a counseling session with us, that's one of the things that we really tell people who haven't come in contact with their twin. We just say not yet. It's still some more work that needs to be done. And the funny thing is that it sets your mind up for different possibilities.
Right.
Okay. It sets you up from being something that can't happen to something that can possibly happen.
Right.
And the positive energy is so much stronger.
It's better.
Okay. And it allows the laws of manifestation, the law of attraction to really work in your benefit when you leave yourself open to that.
Exactly. And this helps you to cultivate patience in your life too, because patience is something that I struggle with. You guys, if you've been watching this channel from the beginning, you know my patience was really, I wasn't blessed. So I had to cultivate that. I had to develop that over time. And it's getting, baby, am I doing better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm doing way better. Way better.
Yeah.
See? I'm doing way better with my patience. So when you tell yourself not yet, it allows you to build that patience within you.
Yep.
And not having to worry because hey, it's not yet.
Yeah.
And it's okay because think about it, right? Let's say you're baking a cake, put the cake in the oven. Cake is supposed to bake for what, like 45 minutes? The real cakes, the one that you do from scratch, not the box ones.
Yeah.
Like what, 45 minutes if it's like a black cake or whatever, a little longer. You take that cake out in 15 minutes, it's not ready.
He wasn't ready.
It wasn't ready. Cake's not ready. You got to put it back. Not yet.
Yeah.
So that's you, not yet. And when it's time, you'll get it. And it'll be nice. It'll be finished. It'll be perfect, right?
Yep.
So you just got to tell yourself, not yet. It's not time.
Yeah. Now, this next one is my personal favorite because unknowingly, I did this for the majority of my life.
Ooh.
Okay? Which is one thing to help out with your mindset is learn from the mistakes of others. Okay? Now, this means that you really have to be attentive to your surroundings.
Yeah.
Now, personal background, I grew up in the hood.
Tell it.
Point blank. I mean, I grew up in an area where there was still Bloods and Crips.
West side.
People were still gang banging in the streets. And people were doing, crack was still prevalent, but it wasn't as strong.
Wow.
So, I would see crackheads on the street. I would see people get shot, and I'd be like, that ain't for me. Now, that's a real extreme thing, okay? But you can see what other people go through.
Right.
And, like, for example, one of the videos you did...
with the doo-doo.
Well, not the doo-doo.
Oh, sorry. I was so excited to talk about that one.
but the hole in the sidewalk.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
you walking
yeah.
down the sidewalk and you see somebody else just fall into a pit. You know you don't want to fall down that pit, so you know to walk around it. You can learn from somebody else's mistakes.
You really don't gotta go through the pain and agony. You already seen it for yourself. Why put yourself through that? So that's a good example. What's the next one that we got for y'all? This is a good one. Keeps people motivated. Make a new goal for yourself every time you accomplish one goal. Just keep life interesting. Once you accomplish something, you make another goal. You keep yourself growing that way. You keep your mindset in a state of growth.
Yes.
Now I think we got one more. If you guys want to do card readings tonight, you can say yay or nay. We really just wanted to come here and share these really cool tips. Because we think that it's vital and it's important information and it's good life hacks. It says take risk in the company of others. Sometimes you got to trust somebody. You got to develop trust. It says, stop trying to save face all the time and just let yourself goof off. I do that every day.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we like big kids, to be honest.
I goof off every single day. Maybe that's just me, but you know, sometimes you don't want to take life too seriously, right?
No.
It's a time for everything under the sun, but you don't want to be too serious. Sometimes you just gotta relax.
Relax.
And the next one says, think realistically about time and effort. So it says it takes time to learn, right? So be easy on yourself. Don't expect to master everything under the sun in one lifetime.
Please don't. Don't
Probably
drive
gonna be
yourself
here
crazy.
a few lifetimes and
Yeah.
still don't not get it right. so yeah, nothing happens
Yeah.
overnight.
No. Because just think about it. When you plant a seed for what's the biggest tree? The mustard seed. What does that grow into?
The mustard seed is really small.
Yeah, but it grows into a big ass tree.
Probably.
I can't remember which tree it is. Y'all probably know which tree it is.
I know it say have
But-
faith like a mustard seed. That's what I
Yeah.
know about the mustard seed.
But when you plant a seed for anything, when you plant that seed in the morning, when you come out in the next morning, it's not a full grown tree. You know, so you have to be realistic with your expectations,
Right.
with your time, because some expectations are good expectations, especially
Right.
when you're setting goals. You have deadlines and you want to get things done in a certain way.
Right.
But you plan and you let go.
Just let it go. Just let it be. Do all the steps that's necessary and just let it go. And the next one is the last one.
Yes.
So if you guys want us to do the card reading, now would be a good time to say yeah or nay. Or if not, we'll just go and cuddle up and relax.
Hey, I like to cuddle.
Look at you.
I'm a cuddler. I'm not a fighter. I'm a cuddler.
The next one says take ownership of your attitude. Right? And I had to learn to do that too. I had to learn to take ownership of my attitude because it was just getting everywhere and on everyone. So once you develop a growth mindset, own that. Because when you develop a growth mindset, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of practice. So yeah, own it. Own your growth mindset. You know, your different way of seeing things and observing things. And acknowledge yourself as someone who possesses a growth mentality. Be proud of yourself, you know? So that's all we got for you today, guys.
Yes.
So if you guys can give a like on the video, if this information was helpful for you, just give us a thumbs up.
Give us
If you're
that
new to the
thumbs up.
channel, we welcome you. Welcome. You know, TFU, Twin Flames
Flames
Unite,
Unite.
all day, every day. How you do? West Side.
We represent. I will be crip walking up in this thing. but
Reading
I
from
ain't
the
doing
West Side.
it. Yeah. But yeah, you definitely got to
Be
be
consistent. Yes, consistent is the key for everything. Because again, where focus goes, energy flows.
Yeah.
So if you continuously doing something, it's gonna create its own momentum. So consistency is another major key. Consistency is definitely key, guys. Definitely key. So
Yeah. And just to recap to make sure that everybody caught on to
oh
it.
yeah, because some people came on late.
Yeah, and definitely, of course, you can go back and listen to the replay, but we're just going to go through a quick recap. I'm just going to run through them.
Run through them real quick.
Fireball real quick. Okay. First tip is to acknowledge and embrace imperfections.
Yes.
View your challenges as opportunities.
Yep.
Learn from your past experiences. Try to learn new tactics. Okay. Remember that your brain is not fixed, so your mind shouldn't be fixed as well. Keep yourself open. Be flexible.
Right.
Okay. Replace the word failing with the word learning.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Alexis.
I think she wanted to pull.
Oh, you want to
pull the card? She has a football card. She's trying to see what's going on with that supervisor.
I know.
Number 6. Stop seeking approval. Please stop. You're the
Don't do
only
it.
person you need to get approval from. Number 7. Value the process over the end results.
Yes. Enjoy
Okay?
life, guys. Enjoy life.
Yes. Cultivate a sense of purpose. Live your life on purpose. Okay? Celebrate growth with others, but use your discernment.
Use your discernment, guys.
Okay? You want to emphasize growth over speed. Okay? Quality over,
Quality over quantity. You got it, baby.
Okay?
You got it.
Refine the word genius, because not everybody's a genius, because everybody has access to the same information. It's just a matter of who is putting in the most work to learn what they need to learn. Okay? Portray criticism as positive, because sometimes it can really be helpful.
It really can.
Disassociate improvement from failure.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes when you fail, it's just another opportunity. It's just another learning lesson. Provide regular opportunities for reflection. Like after you get off this video, just take 5-10 minutes and just think about your day.
Yeah.
Just see how you felt throughout the day. Really take accountability for what's going on. 17 is highlight the relationships between learning and brain training, because you have to, just like you train your body, you also have to train your mind.
Gotta train your mind. Alexis said something about they're gonna fire at the job. What she? Alexis.
That's what she said. You have to get a new job. Oh boy, just hold strong. Just
hold strong, sweetie. If that's not something that you want, then don't just, that's what I did.
Focus on what you want.
I had to leave.
Focus on what you want and then speak as if it's already done.
Right. There you go. Just let it go.
Okay.
Just put the actions into play.
Number 18 is cultivate grit. 19 is abandon the image. Let go of expectations.
Yes.
Okay. Use the word not yet.
Yeah.
I just ain't got it yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Learn from other people's mistakes. Make a new goal for every goal accomplished.
Yeah.
Take risks in company of others.
Yes.
Think realistically about your time and effort, and take ownership over your attitude.
Yep.
Okay. And so we're gonna drop these cards real quick. If anybody else want to jump in on it, definitely make a donation. You can send it via Cashapp, or if you want to send it through Super Chat, you can do that as well.
All right, I'm fixing up over here for Alexis, getting her a reading for tonight. I mean, hey, if these supervisors are getting on your nerves this much, it might be time to let it go.
Let's see what type of guidance we get.
See what we got for you
Help
tonight.
you out with these supervisors.
Let's go to your higher self, Alexis. Higher self. Go to Alexis' higher self with permission to get a reading for her tonight. What messages come in for Alexis on tonight? 11. Ooh! 11 is
What's
almost...
that just jumped out of here? Which card is this? Oh, the King of Earth.
Isn't that the same one you got the last time, Alexis?
Like it literally just jumped out of the pack.
Isn't that the same one she had the last time?
It was either a king or a queen. I don't remember which one. But if my memory serves me right, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I think she got the King of the last time.
But I think this one also popped out when we did a card reading for her one-on-one. To be honest, I think I remember this card popping out.
All right, let's see what you got, girl. So you got the King of Earth. So the King of Earth, what is this saying? It is saying, oh wow, same thing we just talked about. It is saying take pride in accomplishments. Pay it forward. Honor your process. Process, right? Says now is not the time to make changes. So you might not want to quit that job just yet.
Not just
Maybe
yet.
just hold on just a little bit longer, right? Life is meant to be enjoyed. So don't let these people make you this miserable. Like, it says, ooh, free yourself from control. See? Don't let them control your life, Alexis. It says, don't abuse. No, it says abuse and misuse of power. So let's see. The King of Earth is a very satisfied person, and he has every reason to be. Everything he touches turns to gold. So it looks like you have good talents and stuff. Like you might be a really, again, you might be really good at what you do at the job, right? So it says the king, his kingdom is secure and wealthy, and his people are happy and prosperous. While so many consider that his circumstances are born of luck, he is a natural leader. So I think the reason why you're having these problems, Alexis, at your job, is because you're a natural born leader. And for me, I know I'm a leader, and I'm just going to be very honest right now and very transparent with you guys. I have sometimes, and you see, this is just me knowing who I am.
Yep.
She says success in the house. Yes, you're a leader, so you know how to do things. And so sometimes I have hard time taking instructions. I struggle taking instructions, but I know this about myself. See, I've embraced it and I love it. But I don't know, Alexis, you ever tried maybe going into business for yourself?
Yeah, I think we actually touched on that, and it's a possibility.
Yeah.
While you currently have the job that you have right now,
Yeah.
you can just use that as a stepping stone to go into what you really want to do.
Yeah. You don't have to put up with these people. It's quite obviously they don't appreciate your hard work and dedication.
Yeah.
So
all them young bucks in there causing riffraff. And
yeah, if I were you, and this is just, she said, yeah, about the fifth folks. She said we the fifth one that's saying this. So hey, you see, it's hey. You just, I would listen. This is a good, not now though, because it seems like maybe now is not the season to break away just yet, unless it happens, of course. But just use it to feed your drive. What you love. So that's definitely what I would advise.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't
So
let these people make you miserable.
No, don't do that.
They know your value, and I know you know your value also. So that's like the fifth time that she got that card. These cards are they're really good. The messages come in really clear.
Yeah. And believe me, I shuffle them before we even use them. I shuffle them probably about 5 or 6 times. So we try to make sure that we're not pulling the same cards.
And we got the sage going. We got the selenite going. We got an amethyst over there.
Oh yeah, we got.
Yeah.
We gotta let the pretty amethyst debut again, because now this is our favorite amethyst.
That's a really, really, really good crystal. I dreamt about crystal a couple of nights ago. I dreamt I was showing my crystals to somebody in my dreams. And we were both showing our crystals. And somebody showed me a crystal today. It was it just stuck out, and I was like, oh my God, is that a crystal? And she was like, yeah. She's like, and it has a story behind it. Yeah. And I'm like, what's the story? So she said she actually found it on the beach.
How big was it?
It was a tiny, she had it around her neck. It was like this, really small, but it looked like a citrine. I'm like, is she wearing a citrine? And she said she took it, got tested, they did the salt test to make sure it was a real crystal. And it was real, but they couldn't figure out if it was amber or what it was. But she said she thinks it's an amber, but it looks like a citrine. But it could be an amber because it has like a little amber looking thing at the top, but most of it was, it looks like a citrine. But she found a crystal on the beach.
Oh, she's looking at the pictures of the card that we sent her. But she got the King of Air, and
see, she's a leader.
She got a bunch of kings. Yeah.
You're a leader. Like it's almost like you're meant to do something very significant.
Yeah, and that goes back to just understanding that we are way more phenomenal than we could ever imagine.
You're welcome, Alexis. You are absolutely welcome.
And it's really time for us to understand that we are phenomenal, and we have to tap into that power that is within us. We have it. You don't have to go to anybody else to get it. Now, if you need help as far as guidance into how to go down that path and really tap into that power, then you can do so. But just understand that it's there, it's inside of you. You just have to find out how to bring it out.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, but we're not gonna hold y'all too much longer. We once again do apologize because we were like 30 minutes late.
I know.
That is not good.
That's not good.
That is not good. But we had some things we had to take care of. So
Yeah.
hey, life happens.
So anybody else would like a card before we
Let me
go?
double check to see if anybody sent anything. Well, we got one from Amber.
Amber?
Yeah, Amber sent a donation. Thank you,
Cool
Amber.
beans, Amber.
Yes.
All right, let's see what we got, Amber. Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Did you just say something about
I
an
did.
Amber
Didn't I
stone?
say something about the Amber? I was just like, hold on, I'm not tripping, am I? I just told a story about it. See this type of synchronicity. This is how we live,
wow.
guys.
Yeah.
This is how we live. So I know
That's
I'm not
special.
tripping.
No, you're
I
not
said the
tripping.
Amber Stone, didn't I? Wow.
Yeah, y'all. If y'all heard her, cause we were talking about the stone, her friend picked up at the beach, and she said she didn't know if it was an amber or not, and then here come a donation from Amber. Like really?
Wow, that's synchronicity. I really feel like I should read that thing that I got today to everyone. It was just an insight that I got, and I wrote it down. I felt like I needed to write it down about, what to expect. Alexis is the name of my twin flame. Wow, all this synchronicity here
Wow.
tonight, guys.
Wow,
All right,
that's
so
special.
so Amber, you must be a special person, Amber.
Very special.
Let's see. Something significant is gonna happen here for Amber because that's weird. Because why did I share that story? I don't even know why I shared it. All right.
You want me to shuffle it one time? Just
Yeah, you go ahead and
hold
get
on.
that masculinity.
No, we gotta let them see that what you do, because we ain't picking these cards, y'all.
Yeah, these cards are phenomenal. They're gifted. I dreamt about these cards and then I went out and I found them. Somebody gave me these cards in dream space. And it felt like I needed to get them. And it was like, go ahead, it's yours, take it. I'm like, those are not my cards. And she's like, yes, it's yours, take it. And you know what? The table kind of looked like this. It was a brown table, big brown table, just like this. Oopsies.
There we go.
Oopsies. What is this? How many cards is that, baby?
That is like
Two
that's
cards. All right, Amber.
Actually, no. Dang, it's stuck together. What the heck?
3 cards. Amber. Amber, who are you? Amber. What you got going on, girl? You got 3 cards. See, we don't mean for this stuff to happen, but we just gonna go. We're gonna go with it. And the first one is. This looks like this looks like an air sign, 2 of air. So, could you see it, Amber?
That's the first one.
She could show her all of them.
Yeah.
Is she
It's the
still
two of
there?
air. Yeah, Amber, if you're on, just drop a message. Let us know that you're on. You got one. Now, this is a major card, a scribe, but we're going to go into this.
We're going to go into this one.
Yeah, let's go one at a time. We're
Yeah.
going to get ahead of ourselves.
So, that's 2 of air. Amber, you listening?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay. So, 2 of air. It says everything has an opposite, right? Duality divides and separates. Polarity unites and integrates. When you create, you also destroy. Embrace an open mind. Nothing is ever black and white. A choice between dichotomy and integration. Sometimes both parties can be right. So pretty much what this means is the 2 of air represents both duality and polarity, right? And it says, and the theory that everything in creation has an opposite. Duality is a theory that 2 opposing forces come together to create a state of chaos. Ooh, so in the theory, positive and negative poles repel each other. And so there is constant and ongoing battle between 2, where one seeks to overcome and be rid of the other. But this one actually came in reverse, Amber.
Which means it came like that.
So yeah, it came upside down. So it says the two of air reverse caution against taking a black and white approach in life. It says to do so is to move through life with a closed mind. Wow, we just talked about mindset. And eyes that only see part of what is. It's to refuse to look at the bigger picture. So when it comes reverse, so again, it's probably just calling you to everything is not always cut and dry, you know. Sometimes in the 3D, the state of duality is really strong, you know, good or bad, right or wrong. It's just calling you, I guess, to have a different perspective, a different outlook on the way that you look at things. Maybe not so rigid, be a little bit more flexible. Oh, wow, I didn't even see this. Okay, so it says, are you taking a rigid and inflexible stance?
We just talked about rigidity. You gotta be flexible.
It says when an open mind and heart is needed. So you might want to have an open heart and an open mind. And it says understanding is required at this time. So accepting that sometimes there is no wrong or right. Some things just are.
And then the next one is the scribe.
The scribe, that comes out when do you like to write stuff? Like, are you a writer? Because that's what scribes do. They keep they write stuff down. They're writers. The scribes are the writers.
Yep. And that's a beautiful card. Oh, I love these cards.
Which one is that one? The
7 scribe.
okay.
And what's that? Yeah, air. 7 air.
Is Amber still here?
Yeah, she's still here. And she's like, wow, that's very true what you said for the first one.
Yeah, so just a little softness. Universe is calling you to just be a little softer. Hold on, I lost it. 7 of scribe. I lost it.
Oh, let me see.
My mind just went blank. No, that's not. That's 12, baby.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not good with Roman numerals sometimes. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that's
I know I'm not tripping.
7, but it's a 10, so that's 12. 12 scribe.
I know I wasn't tripping. So yeah, again, the scribe is a record keeper, a keeper of information, knowledge, tradition, history. So and it came face side up, so that's good.
Yeah, like that.
So it says the scribe. It looks like this might be a time for you to write. It says look for an unbiased source, be objective, and seek multiple perspectives. Looks like it's calling you to do some research. Value the written word by writing things down. Document your life journey. Making multiple copies of your digital files. So you might want to keep copies just in case. A need to censor yourself. Guard your personal information. That's pretty much what scribes do. So are you thinking about like maybe writing a book or something like that? If you are, this might be a good time to do it because the scribe is like a keeper of all knowledge and information. You might find people coming to you to get information. Who knows? Maybe you're bringing some type of information in from your previous or prior lifetime. So that's pretty much what the scribe is. And the next one is the 2 of earth.
2 of earth.
I promise you, I didn't deliberately pick these cards, guys. It just how it came out. So
she said that she has been thinking about writing, just figuring out where to start.
There you go.
The thing to do is to just start.
Just start. Just do it.
If you're not good at writing, one good thing to do is to just record yourself. Record yourself and whatever you gotta say.
And then go and write it down after you record it. And this comes perfect. The 2 of earth comes perfect when she says she don't know where to start. It says balance in work and play. Balance in responsibility and personal needs. Be open to compromise. Be confident but grounded. Be realistic with your goals and expectations. Take stock and prioritize. And also, it says to forgive your limitations and ask for help if needed. The Two of Earth card symbolizes the importance of balance in work, home, family, and play. It says, while you are filled with a sense of purpose, you have goals and dreams. Nurture them, okay? So go on and write that book, girl.
Yeah.
Go on and write it.
Cool beans.
That was a
Alright,
little
y'all.
lengthy.
Yeah. Hey,
That was a little lengthy, but I didn't plan it.
It was apparently needed with the synchronicity that just happened on that.
Yeah,
so
we had to do it.
Had to do that.
You are so welcome, Amber.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me just double check before we head out to see if anybody else wanted one.
I always try to
think
do what's right, you know. Sometimes you just got to
good.
go with that gut instinct. I
All
could have
right.
reshuffled, but something was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully, once again, the information that was shared as far as the pointers for developing a good mindset was helpful for you all.
Yes,
And
guys.
once again, if you all stuck in this long, we want to thank you.
Absolutely.
Blessings onto you. We want to thank y'all for all of your support. We want to thank y'all for
Yes.
going through and watching the videos. If y'all want to book a session with us, the link to book a session is in the description of this video.
Yes, it
So
is.
you can go through and click on that link, and we will be so happy and thrilled to talk with you one-on-one.
Honeydew want a card? Okay, sweetie. She want a card. I got
Honeydew
you.
want
I
a card.
got Honeydew. Let's go in and see.
For those of y'all who don't know Honeydew, the reason why we get so excited when we see Honeydew or when we see Marshawn is that these two individuals have really been with us since day one.
Since we had one subscriber.
Yeah. I probably want to say they were probably, I can't pinpoint it, but they were one of our first 10 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are just completely humbled and just grateful for the support that Honeydew and Marshawn has been showing us since day one.
Day one.
Since April 2018.
They've been here almost every video, like every live.
Yeah. So that's just the background for those of y'all
Yeah.
who don't know.
And they're awesome people. They have awesome stories. You know, we all have life challenges, but they like us, you know, like everyone else who meet a challenge in life. And sometimes they come one after the next, but each challenge they overcome their challenges and they learn and they grow, and then they share their story. You know, it's a beautiful thing. They're very inspirational. I haven't seen Marshawn in a while. I hope she's doing okay. We need to send Marshawn an email.
Yeah. Let me check in with Marshawn.
Honeydew girls, these cards is popping out. Like, all right, Honeydew, let's get you a card reading from your higher self. Go on, baby, just grab it. See what kind of message.
Now, I haven't seen this one before.
I haven't. That's the first time I've seen that one.
This is the three.
Looks like
of,
a traveler, like a journey or something. What's that? 3 of fire.
Yeah, 3 of fire. This is the first time we have seen this card.
Looks like a traveling card. 3 of fire. Are you on a journey, sweetie?
Oh, we know she on a journey.
All right, let's see what it says. 3 of fire. Honeydew, you ready? It says necessary sacrifice, experiment, practice, and refine. Avoid copying those who inspire. Set out into the great unknown and trust. You got to trust, boo-boo. I know right now it seems like, what am I trusting? Put your objective first. Avoid cutting corners. So, see the journey? So, it's the journey, baby. It's life.
Very deep, as you said.
Ain't no cutting corners in life. You can't. Pay attention to details, right? It says, have you lost direction? Because again, this is a journey card. So it says, do you have an idea or creative venture that you would like to implement? The 3 of fire represents the necessary sacrifice that is maybe required when we act on our goals and objectives. When we first begin to act, we often find ourselves exploring the path walked by those who came before us in order to discover and determine the best way to implement our ideas. However, the same exploration can inspire new ideas that break with tradition. So, because something old has been reimagined and expressed by a mind with a unique perspective to make it relevant in the present.
Yeah.
So, and I know we both know the situation, Honeydew. So sometimes you just got to be the one to start something new that's old, right? Kind of like redressing something that needs to be redressed or reshaped, you know? But yeah, life is a journey, sweetie. And right now it looks like you might be making a little bit of sacrifices, but it's okay. Just put some action, put some elbow grease on it, put some action into it.
Oh, my elbows ashy. Never mind.
Start exploring. Start exploring your options. Energy and hard work and sacrifice might be needed, but go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Yes, the journey is very deep. You know, the saying that used to keep me going is what the toughest wars goes to the strongest soldiers. I mean, hey, some people. This guy, Seinfeld, he did this show that we watch called Comedian in Cars, and he's
getting coffee.
One of the comedians asked him, "Hey, how are you 61 and you look so young?" He was like, "Cause I never had to work a day in my life."
No.
So
he's been a comedian since he was 21, so he ain't worked a day.
Never really had to be really engulfed in the matrix like that, but
no.
Hey, but that's his journey, right?
Yeah.
We all got our own journey, our own experiences.
All right, y'all. We're about to get out of here. We're gonna get a little bit of cuddling in there. And we love y'all. Peace out.
Peace.